Music's greatest songs. Greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
And I think it's really important to keep your co-host happy. It's rather like, a working relationship like Hass and I, when you spend more time with each other than you do your one and only, as Hass would say. It's important to keep them happy. But I arrived today knowing that...
points right here.
I thought Naughty by Nature, let's do a Thursday popper. And I'm not going to lie, this is not the song I wanted to play. So the one I wanted to play was OPP, which is, the first hit Naughty by Nature ever had. However, on reflection, what happened, I'll tell you what happened, which is really funny. We were playing it in the studio and we were all loving it. And obviously his nibs is going, yeah, it's a hip-hop music, great. And we're all celebrating. And our producer went, yeah, about the sampling that I can hear underneath that. And we're like, yeah, what? And he went, I don't think that's appropriate. But it's funny, it's not till it's broken down by someone outside of, because we know the tune. So we were, so therefore we can't play OPP, the OPP song. It really is something, and that I wanted to take you through your Thursday with that. I can't. I'm going to do this one instead. Hip Hop Hooray. This is the song. Let's talk about Naughty by Nature.
You see, Hip Hop Hooray. Now, if they heard that, they were like, yo, can you say that one more time? I'm telling you. Yeah, it's Hip Hop Hooray. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
it's hip-hop, hooray. In my best British accent. Let's talk about the band Naughty by Nature, American hip-hop trio, basically. They're from East Orange, New Jersey, and you have Treach, Anthony Chris, Vinrock, Vincent Brown, and DJ KG, Born Kier, Lamont Gist. There we go.
Vin is the guy I talk to, so he's like the short, bald.
And he has a beef with Treach. They don't get on that well.
Yeah, I mean,
but they've got a business working relationship.
Right.
I'll talk you through it in a sec. They're fine.
She knows.
They're not fighting. They're not scrapping in the studio. Probably isn't going to be another album because they can't stand to be with each other for the length of time that an album would take. But they're on the same team. That's their quote. They're on the same team, and they're still working. They nearly just split up because of it. We'll get into it in a bit, people. We're going back to 1980. They formed in New Jersey, and they were called 1986. They were called The New Style, and they appeared on the music scene. They released an album called Independent Leaders, and it generated a minor hit. You had Scuffing Those Knees, which was quite cool. And after the release of their first album, they suddenly caught the attention of a fellow New Jersey native, Miss Queen Latifah herself. And subsequently, they changed their name. And that was when they became Naughty by Nature. Before I ask Cass what he knows, and he knows something. This guy, he's a hip-hop guy, so he knows what he's doing, and he's going to tell us his monumental story. But the one thing I will say is the OPP, the song I wanted to say, the reason I wanted to play this one, because it samples the Jackson 5's ABC, released in 91. The keyboards...
Wow, 91.
Yeah, it was 91, yeah. But it doesn't just sample that. It's got like 18 other samples in it from various other songs. And this one has too. This has got all sorts. Peter Gabriel's song is in there somewhere in this one. But, the Jackson 5 ABC, that was like, and I remember dancing to it. And I remember it being a thing for me. So I feel, when you've got all those lovely memories about it. So before I launch into the band a little bit, and I can only cover, I'm literally going to scrape the surface because these guys have had a monster career. What's your story about Queen Latifah?
Oh man, look, first of all, I just want to thank you for bringing, the world attention on Naughty by Nature. Now, Queen Latifah, for me, also her name should be mentioned in terms of the hip-hop list. There's a list out there, and no females in that list, which is weird. Queen Latifah she's like one of the best. Male, female, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
MC, like femc. So the story that I have is obviously, Naughty by Nature were in the video of Queen Latifah's UNITY.
Right, yeah, because she's been in a couple of theirs as well.
Great.
Yeah.
So the story is the following. UNITY is a song by Queen Latifah that discusses how male rappers address women. There's some certain derogatory. Yes.
Yeah.
She's talking about that.
Right.
And she's using words. The actual words.
Right.
Now, the iconic part is the following. Because the song talks about how you shouldn't do that, and how silly you are when you do that.
Yeah.
Right? It was actually played on New Jersey radio fully none taken out.
Ooh.
Radio commercially.
Amazing.
So that's the iconic part.
Right.
You know, like this is radio.
Okay.
Imagine every single radio station would play
Playing
this record.
this song.
But and again, some people there was a controversy. But the thing was the fact that you wanted to show like how incredible the move was and what is she actually saying.
Yeah.
So they weren't taking the words out.
Right.
Because she's
right.
don't call me this.
Because if you remove the words, then you remove the point, don't you?
Don't call
Right.
me this, don't call me that. And
Yeah.
that's what she's saying.
Right.
And Naughty by Nature and Queen Latifah's kind of relationship from that kind of, I was talking to one radio guy that is now in Def Jam, and he's telling me, I remember those days. I remember exactly how every single radio took the decision not to
Remove
clear
the
it.
words. Wow.
No, you like, yeah, it's
I
just
like
what
that
it is.
power. I
Oh my
like
God.
it when radio
See,
has
that's the
power.
word. That's the power. Back
Yeah.
then, radio had so much power. Right
Yeah.
now, it's not. It is there, but it's not the same as back then.
No.
Every single radio in the block, and in America, you have a lot of radios.
Yeah.
The commercial ones,
They went with playing
no
it.
blurring. Like they played the same record as it is. I'm just having goosebumps just talking about it.
Ah.
And yeah, that's the power of it. And Naughty by Nature, obviously they were in the video, and they are actually, their vocals sound in the video when they're like saying, "Hey, what up?"
Right.
They're like, "Don't call me that." And like, and
Okay.
yeah,
They
So,
played
yeah.
the protagonist.
they did.
Oh, amazing. Okay. So clearly you can hear from that story, Queen Latifah and Naughty by Nature bonded. Really, really kind of lovely relationship. There's also, I'm just trying to look. No, we're not going to talk about OPP, even though I want to. There's lots. They won a Grammy Award. All right, this is where it is. So, they had multiple hits, okay, and they had 19 Naughty 3. They've got Poverty's Paradise, respectively, both albums reaching #1 on the R&B and hip-hop charts. And then HopHooray comes along, and this is a song I'm going to play you. So we all know this, okay? You hear this, and your hand goes in the air, and even me,
Facts.
Miss English, right, is doing the A
Yeah.
and the O. We're all doing it.
That's what I'm saying. This one is a bit much more maybe popular than OPP in terms of clubs and people
Maybe.
playing it. OPP is dope, but
It is
this
dope.
one is the one where, if you're playing the DJ will put it down and they're like, hip hop, hooray!
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So yeah.
All right, you're trying to sell it, but I still want to know OPP. So I'm just looking for my bit that I was going to say. Hip Hop Hooray, massive success from 1993. Now it's the video that interested me because it was directed by Spike Lee, and it featured all these amazing cameos. And by the way, Spike Lee appeared in it, like he appeared in his own video. So then Queen Latifah's in the video. Eazy-E is in the video. Run
rest in peace.
DMC.
Yeah.
The Youngsters. All of them. All
You
of them
see
are
the
in
unity back then. Like you see what
Yeah.
you just mentioned.
They just
The
showed
director is there. Queen Latifah's there. Eazy-E, rest
Yeah.
in peace was there. Run DMC was there.
Yeah.
There was a sense of unity
Yeah.
that by the way, the UK scene has.
Right.
So Stormzy were going with Dave will go to and blah, like they were all gigs.
They all show up for each
Yeah,
other.
they all and that is the power. Like with unity comes power.
Yeah.
No matter what. And that's
I
the beautiful
agree.
thing,
Yeah, nice. So they then in the 1990s started their own music imprint, and they had, is it called Illtown Records?
Yeah. Illtown, yeah.
1995, released an album from their proteges, and look, they just started their thing. Okay, now I can go right through. You've got 1999, Nature's Fury, and all those. Yeah, these albums keep coming. And then you got the situation with Treach. And
by the way, Treach is one of the most underrated MCs ever to bless the mic. You hear him rap, and he's a rapper's rapper. So you go ask a rapper, not a fan.
Right.
Who are your top 5? His name is gonna come out.
Right.
He's just great with the flow, very creative, very
rappers
unique.
love him.
Yeah, rapper's rapper.
Yeah.
So not maybe a fan's rapper, more like a rapper's rapper, and that
Right.
makes you like, oh, he's special.
Yeah, that shows a certain skill, doesn't it? So he started to have a beef with which one? I'm just trying to. Yeah, Vincent Brown, Vinrock. And that was causing a problem. There was actually some kind of implication that KG, by the way, was squandering the group's finances. That was also a thing there, and there was a few disagreements there. But Vince and Treach started to have a beef, and then they announced that they were going to split up. And this obviously caused chaos. They were shocked. They were shocked to hear that Vinrock, had been fired from the group. And this is what they were saying. Vinrock has been fired from the group after failing to put in the same amount of energy and work into the group that the others did. So DJ, KG and Treach felt that they were doing far more than Vinny. And so, they were like, you're out. But then they realized that you can't do this to the group. In April 2015, Treach said he and Vinny had resolved their issues and their relationship was strictly business. Were they friends? No. But his quote is, you got teammates. Sometimes that's on the same team. They may not feel each other, but at the end of the day, you're both going out to win, and that's what we're doing. And from that moment on, that's how they operate. But they also said, another album? Highly unlikely. Can't actually stand each other, won't be in the studio with each other, but
Wow.
will perform together.
That was the last thing they said?
Pretty much.
That's
looking.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, with groups, it's always been difficult, right?
They've done tours.
I met DMC from Run DMC, and that's exactly what he said. There was one guy who left. Public Enemy also had a guy who left.
There's
always one person that doesn't see the eye to eye, and I guess that's normal. Like, they're not all the same.
Yeah, you can't have everyone pulling their weight all the time.
Especially if it's a big group, right? Like, Yeah, two people, you have a problem sometimes. Like, if it's two people.
And look, if you're together all the time, and as a group you are. I mean, man and wife, you're together all the time. You still row. Arguments are normal.
Right.
And if you're not arguing, you're not close, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no, you got to have arguments.
I love that. Yeah.
You're not close if you don't.
I agree.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people agree, though.
Well, you see, when people say, "Oh, we never argue," I'm always like, "Well, you're clearly not close then."
Yeah.
Because that's or you're lying. You're lying. Relationships are not about the argument.
Rocky.
It's about how you make up.
And it's about
how you deal with the other one when that person is getting on your last nerve.
Yeah.
And and you want to throw them off the balcony. Do you? No. You go and have a tomato. Look, it's fine. That's what you do. So let's talk about the song Hip Hip Hooray.
Hey, let's go.
Oh. Hey. So this song, which we're all going to have fun with in a minute, spent 1 week at number 1 on the US R&B charts. A whole week. Reached number 8 on the US pop charts as well. Now, the samples in this song are crazy. So you're going to hear Funky President by James Brown, Don't Change Your Love by 5 Stair Steps.
What?
Make Me Say It Again, Girl by the Isley Brothers. Super old tune. You Can't Turn Me Away by Sylvia Striplin. And Sledgehammer, there you go, by Peter Gabriel. It's got some Sledgehammer in there. And that makes up the tune that you were about to hear. There's also some other people in there. I mean, it's ridiculous. The lyrics are the group talking about the fact that they love hip-hop and their fascination with beautiful women. So apparently they would play the song and it would be this big thing, the Seattle Mariners or something. So they would come in doing this whole thing.
I think you said it beautifully. What was also interesting, because back then, when was this song released? 19 what? Like 19?
This is 19. Stand by.
Late 90s, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it will be.
Or so
95.
Great. So mid 90s, there was a sense of how do I say it? Like I said with Queen Latifah, there was a sense of very, very look down upon women with rap specifically.
Right.
The use of words.
And is that when it got, because it gets quite slicing. Rappers are really...
Oh, they did that.
Yeah.
Now it's really way better. If you think, like back then it was like straight up, like very... But these guys come in here and kind of, they want to, in the lyric, they talk about, if you want to love somebody, you got to show them respect. You got to start a family.
Okay.
Show respect to that. So respect is used.
Okay.
And for a lot of people, they didn't want to respect. They just wanted a one night thing or just like have fun with it.
Yeah.
They come in here like you got to have respect. You got to So
right, like that.
In the language of hip hop, using that. So yeah, that was very interesting.
Okay, like that a lot. So I'm going to listen because I haven't really. The bit I know is the so I need to listen to the roads. And it's funny because Jess Ducker. This is from. He did a just about as ubiquitous as OPP. This Jess Ducker. See, I don't know who he is, but he's quoted as saying most people remember the hey ho hook, but Treach and Vinrock do a solid job of trading various things through the song's 3 verses.
Yeah.
And there's a tippy pause, tippy pause, and all that kind of stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, we got
that
it.
was amazing. That's what I'm saying about Treach with the flow. Just like he created a new vibe,
right?
And it was like this song. It was like the OPP. I mean, a lot of people study Treach, fam. Like study rappers. They go like, let's study what he did, because it was just normal rapping. It was just woo,
and it was,
and it wasn't like a storytelling rapper. With rappers they have because you have to understand with rap there's also flow. So I can sit here and rap like 1 2 3 1 2 3 rap back, but there's a flow and how you dissect the word with the syllabus, and you can dissect. Eminem is the king of that.
It's amazing.
Like he can do any word, any word.
No, and it's key, isn't it? They have an understanding of the language
and the words
that you could never have.
He did an interview with Eminem with CNN, and CNN guy kind of dared him to do something with orange, and he's like, oh, okay, they're not orange, and the secret is how to dissect the word.
Right.
And how to play with it. And that is all up in here. So yeah.
I love it. I'm totally in. So I'm going to leave you with this. So the music video I've talked about, directed by Spike Lee, got Queen Latifah, Eazy-E, Money Love, the youngsters, Chris Cross was in there, Tupac Shakur is in there, Run DMC. Oh, and by the way, they started to become friends with Tupac. And it was an acting thing. I was reading that earlier as well. That the 3 guys wanted to get into acting, and they made friends with Tupac, and Tupac was acting as well, and they all acted together. And then when Tupac was killed, they actually did a song in tribute to him. I can't remember the name of it, but it's something like "I'll see you when I join you."
What? Naughty by Nature?
Yeah.
I'll see you when you get there.
When I get there. Isn't it?
When I get there,
yeah. That's
that
for
one?
Tupac.
Ah,
yeah.
nice.
That was a tribute for him. Now this is where it gets really funny. Tom Hanks.
Whoa.
Can you see this left turn?
No.
Do you know this? Okay,
No,
you're going to love
okay.
this bit. This is my last bit because it's just too funny. Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson. They're in Australia. Remember they got COVID-19 in Australia? Do you remember that whole shebang? Okay, so they're in hospital. Now at this point, Rita Wilson, his wife, she submits a social media clip of herself.
I remember that.
And she performs
And it was Naughty
this
by Nature.
song.
Correct. Oh my God, yeah.
So after that, they got in touch with her because they loved it so much. And they collaborated with her. So it's Naughty by Nature and Rita Wilson, married to Tom Hanks. They did a remix of the song, posted it to YouTube, and that was to support a campaign called Music Cares COVID-19 Relief Fund, and it was for musicians. And it was Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks as well.
What's that song for Aerosmith and Run DMC as well? There's another song that they have together that's popping right now on TikTok.
I love that.
So that's also popping right now, and people are like, and people are getting to know Run DMC right now. He was talking about it the other day. Where this is a quick story. There was a mom and a daughter.
Yeah.
And DMC was in the store. Obviously, the mom knew.
Right.
They were like, "Oh my God, it's you!" And then the daughter was like, and he's telling the story like, "Who's that man, mama?" And she's like, and then she said, "Tricky." That's the song, Tricky. It's Tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, "You're the tricky man. I'm not gonna have a hug right now." I'm like, "I'm a tricky man right now," and he's a legend.
I love that.
So yeah,
and he's a TikTok legend.
He's a TikTok guy.
Tricky.
Yeah.
See, TikTok generation. All right, let's. So now you know the ins and outs. Now you know the gravity of the song. Now you know that in the video you got Queen Latifah and all the others that we've mentioned, including Tupac Shakur, and you know how much it means to the big guy sitting next to me. So I think we just need to play it.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.